Malaysia's biggest comedy festival over 16 days. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. But if you don't know what's happening, you might want to sit down for this. Oi, sit down lah. Ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, welcome back to the podcast. It's your boys. It's been a while.
Man.
Oh, shit. We've got a bunch of interesting folks today with us on the podcast. But before anything else, Megan, how's your week been?
I'm so looking forward. If this episode has been cut already, you guys are wondering why we're in such a good mood. We're in a good mood because we've got really interesting people on the show today. But my week's been great. How's your week been, everyone? Who we going to go first?
I can go Malay first.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually it's Malay first.
So far so good. Alhamdulillah, been blessed.
What's your name? Who are you? What you do?
My name is Zul. I am the co-founder of Just Jokes. Here we have this Just Jokes team with me.
Yay!
Yay!
And he's also a comedian.
Yeah, I'm a comedian as well. And I'm here. And I want to say thank you so much, guys, for having us here today for this opportunity.
Nice.
Appreciate it. I grew up watching you guys.
Damn,
can't be.
Okay, that's a lie. I was already grown up. I was already grown up, to be fair. I was in my unis when I was watching you guys, but it's pretty interesting to be here.
Hey,
nice.
Thank you.
Nice. And on to my left, we have...
Mahyar.
Hey.
Do I look there or here?
This is the
this is
camera.
your
This is your camera,
Okay.
but this is the white camera.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. You can say, hi, what's your name?
Hi,
Nice.
I'm Mahyar. I also grew up watching you guys.
No, you did
That's
not.
an absolute lie.
You did not. What do you do, Maya?
A
A lot of things.
lot of things. I am I think co-founder / unpaid intern of Just Jokes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I give people careers like Zul.
And me. You gave me a career as well.
No, this is about Zul.
Oh my
That's nice.
goodness.
That's nice. Is anything else you want to say about yourself?
We do comedy shows.
Yes.
I'm a digital marketer. I'm studying my master's.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna have a PhD soon.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Whoa, that was awkward.
There's a bit of a Maya comedy for you, right, guys?
I was like, you gonna commit or what?
Just checking the... Oh, man. Oh.
All right. And now we have...
Finally.
I'm Toni. I am also one of the co-founders of Just Jokes, and I do mostly like the graphic design stuff and like the art stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Finally see who is behind it.
Yes.
Because it's
talent.
definitely not
Okay,
Maya.
what do you guys think of our posters?
Honestly, like there's no one else who makes posters like that.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's
Thank
tough
you.
to make
It
that kind of
is.
stuff.
Thanks to her.
It makes Just Jokes.
Yeah, it really
so
does.
much.
I mean,
Thank you.
and it's definitely not Maya. Now we know.
Some of
No,
mine
some of
is-
them is
Yeah.
Mahyar.
Oh, for real?
That one I
Yeah.
can tell.
Okay. We should play a game. I wish we had like a couple of posters to this. So like, okay, the Elmo on fire poster.
Which one was that? The Elmo on
Do you
fire.
remember
one.
there was a there's like the
Fire Hazard Night, Momos.
Oh, it was you lah. I think
was
that
you?
was you.
100%.
Yeah.
So everything with fire usually is you, right? Because like there's Douglas, there's
Explosions. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
from personal experience.
Don't bring
I
your
wanna
Middle
say
East
Where
so
are
many
you from?
things.
You don't sound Malaysian.
I grew up. Let's say I
You grew up
I
in...
grew up in Sentul.
Okay.
Okay.
Sentul is in KL.
Which part?
Sentul. There's only one Sentul.
To him, Center is only that part, bro.
Yeah, it's just the whole get.
Okay. Well, everyone, we're very happy to have you guys here today because, like I said at the starting of the podcast, there's going to be a 16-day comedy festival. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
When the heck is that happening?
16 days.
16 days.
16
yeah.
In a row, right?
2 weeks.
In a row.
Not
yeah.
like only on weekends.
We're gonna work
Wow.
for 2 weeks straight for the first time ever, guys.
Amazing.
Yeah.
God bless
Like
you.
shows every single
We
night.
don't know how to do this. We barely do one night, but now we're doing.
So you guys are doing 16
nights.
days of like shows and workshops and like what's happening? What's the festival called?
So the festival is called Just Jokes Pop-Up Comedy Festival.
Okay. Wow.
So every night starts from 30th of November all the way to 15th. We got Ming, we got Douglas Lim, we got who else?
Calvin J,
Calvin
Papi
J.
Zach, Joanne.
Yeah.
That's, and different types of comedy shows too, man. Like, it's not just stand up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the gist of it is stand up, but we're bringing music.
You guys got BKK in as well.
That's right.
Wow,
This is
yeah.
so crazy.
Nice one. Actually, that was necessary. Like,
It's mad.
people need to know there are 3 different comedy industries in Malaysia.
And these shows run simultaneously every single week.
Unknown to each other.
Exactly. So we feel like this is a good time for us to kind of like demonstrate like what's out there within KL or within the market. And for you guys who have probably never been to a comedy show or not, this would be a good opportunity for you to experience like an end-to-end comedy experience. I would say.
Yeah. I think for everyone who's tuning in now, I purposely wanted to plug in the event first in case people have short attention spans. But now for the meat and biscuits of it, what is Just Jokes? When did it start? What is it? Is it a restaurant? Is it a brand? What
the reason to stay in Malaysia?
Yeah.
Is it
Hey, what? This
is time for you to do that bit of yours.
What is Just Jokes, Mahyar?
So Just Jokes, usually how I legally say it is like Just Jokes is started by graphic designers who do stand-up comedy. Like Toni designs a poster, I design a poster, Zul uses Canva. It's like we all use graphic design somehow. And we started in Penang like about 2 years ago.
Because you were based in Penang or like what?
No. So I was like a starter. Like I started doing comedy in 2020. So we started Just Jokes around 2022 like that. And COVID hit, Crack House Comedy Club closed down. And I wasn't getting a lot of spots in KL. And I was like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'll just go to Penang. And no one
had an eat, pray, love moment in Penang lah.
You went to Penang?
In Penang.
Sorry, and you went because of what?
just angry?
Just bipolar lah. It's like, I'm like, everyone hates me here. Let me just go to Penang.
So you were, was this a fun trip or like a relocation thing?
No, just to go and do comedy, but it's just like, I hate KL. Let me just go Penang.
I see.
So he had a weekend where he was emo and he ran away and cried in Penang and was like, oh, I might as well just do a comedy show here. And he went, well, and he was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll bring that to KL and build something there.
But you went there to perform or you organized the show?
So we organized, the first show was called Just Jokes, but that wasn't the brand title. That was the show title.
Okay.
And then we were like, why don't we just call it Just Jokes? And then
nice.
It's Just Jokes lah.
Wow.
It's insane. Like the balls on that to be like, oh, I'm just going to go to Penang and do a show.
Yeah, it
That's
was
mad.
cool. Yeah.
That must have been some frustration in KL. Take you all the way from Sentul Penang
now,
Sentul
doing
KL.
the biggest comedy festival. But for everyone, a bit of background, Just Jokes is basically a weekly, almost twice a week now. Sometimes there was a period of time this year where it was two double shows.
Yes, correct.
Right. But it's a weekly comedy. Stand-up comedy show that happens usually Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Or last time Thursday, remember?
Yeah, last week was Thursday. Yeah.
When we first started, like back in America, it was Wednesday night.
It was Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And it was 20 ringgit, bro.
Yeah.
15 ringgit
I
with
remember,
WhatsApp.
I remember tickets looking at like 6 ringgit at one point as well.
What?
No, excuse me.
No, that's net profit.
Okay. Understand. So it's like, how much was it? 20 ringgit.
ringgit.
The show that
Yeah.
we did with you and Hirzi was 25 on America, 20 ringgit on WhatsApp. So if I did extra work, they get a discount.
Oh,
That's right.
So that was
those nights were just open
Early days.
mics. We were just doing open mics
Yeah.
at those times, and it went from open mic to having headliner shows on weekends.
Yeah.
And then we toured last year.
Yes.
And then this year festival, like it went through a lot of changes. I would say
it's
over the last 2
insane
years.
because like I think we've talked about this on the show before, especially with all the comedians. But Crack House from formerly like Rizal. Used to be the gold standard of where you would go to get, I guess, the weekly comedy shows, stand-up comedy shows. But because that was closed down, there was a gap, there's a void. And I think Just Jokes has not just filled that void, but I think in some sense, it's the new era of what Crack House is and the spirit of like, you know, a lot of what you guys are doing. But it's insane because every week, and I love this concept, every week is at a different place. It's a different lineup, and like you don't know what you're gonna get, but people rock up, and I've seen the crowd grow, guys. Like since Moreka day one,
Yeah, correct.
dude. Like that night was a lot of people that were there because Hirzi was doing a show, so like 40
100%.
people. But you guys
100 people.
100 people.
yeah.
Yes,
That was the first time we actually went.
That was
Yeah,
like
it
when
was
we
a
went,
big-
like honestly, like throughout our like Just Jokes journey, like the points that really like brought us to the next level is like when you and like first one was Hirzi Ming, and then next one was Kavin Tor, and then Douglas show, Joanne show, whatever. Like
that's insane.
like thank you.
How has it been for you guys being there from like day one, seeing the crowd not just grow, but like the scale of your shows? Because I mean, when you start off, you don't want to get a place that's too big. You want to get somewhere like you know you can fill. like if you don't, you're gonna be burning money, right?
Yeah.
So what were the crowds like prior to like that first Hersey show?
I would say the Hersey show was like the most wildest one at that time. Where like I remember because Hersey was sitting in the front, and then I was doing my set, and I was like, you automatically get like negative against Singapore. So I was like, Singapore, you Hersey, whatever. And then like, and then he stood up, and then the crowd cheered. I'm like, dude, shut the up, sit down. Like that was like the top moment of my career because like he was like, yeah, I'll finish me after this show.
I remember this.
Yeah, and then I was like, ew. But the crowd has always been amazing. Like, but like sometimes KL, the crowd in KL is horrible, and I wish they would die.
We will talk about this later on, of like some nightmare stories for each of you guys. But congratulations, guys! Like in the past 2 years that I've seen Just Jokes, or started, being a part of like the scene, you guys have gone from like 40 to now averagely it's 100 average. And that used to be a big numbers for y'all. Now y'all like, if you don't get 100, I bet you're like, well, what's going on, guys?
No, actually, it's mostly Mahyar.
If the show is announced too.
Do y'all take a moment to like be like, oh wow, look at where we are?
I think you should go
You
first.
guys go first. Yeah.
Have you had like, hey guys, let's go for dinner to like really pat ourselves on the back?
I feel like for me, because like when I met Mahyar, that was like the early days of Just Jokes. And I remember coming to the shows and then seeing Mahyar and somebody else that used to be in Just Jokes be like, hey, there's not enough audience members. Let's like make some calls, make some texts. And it's just so wild because I remember that so vividly that I'm like, oh wow, we don't need to do that anymore now. Like,
thanks to social media,
mad.
you really don't.
Just social media.
Really don't. But it's grown because one thing that I really remember doing whenever Mahyar gave me a slot out of nowhere is I like asking people like, is this the first time you guys are here? And the really encouraging thing that you guys have built, even for us, is number one, you took a chance with us. Because honestly, right, I think there was a certain prejudice against the online boys, the online funny.
Stupid, dude. It's like, bro, they're more successful than you. Just like let them be, lah. You losers. You have no life. You have 500 followers. They want to judge you guys. The comedy scene.
No way I was going, but
You know what I mean? Yeah. Well,
Mahyar's opinion does not reflect the company's. Just saying, guys, Zul is still okay.
like subtitles. Mahyar speaks on behalf of Just Jokes entirely.
Just put that up on the screen, like
put this
constantly,
on
right?
sales.com, bro.
Oh, we'll cut a bit out and put on your website also. But I think one thing I did always try to ask is, hey guys, who's here for the first time? And I think it was really encouraging for both sides of it, where we went from an era where we weren't even sure whether people want to spend money on us because we did 10 years of free content. You don't have to do anything. And I remember last time, even if you went for YouTube events, right, the merchandise table damn set money. Like people don't buy anything. They really love free stuff, right? Yeah. But then we realized, hey, our audience all has grown up with us and now they're all working. And when Mingyu started doing his shows, I remember always trying to ask, is this your first time here? And it was like 90% of the crowd is first time going out for live comedy. Right. So whatever you guys have made, right, it's comfortable enough that they have a taste of, number one, what they want to come for and see, maybe certain people. But I like the fact also that you guys started to have curated shows, which was a bit safer to bring people along. Because we went for some open mics. And wow, I was like, ooh, if I brought someone to this, they ain't coming back. You know? Oh my God. But it's part of the experience, right? It's part of the experience. So I just wanted to say that because definitely, I didn't know you guys started 2020, 2022 only, you know.
Yeah.
The first show we went was the Publica one. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people. These guys must have been doing it for quite a while.
No, it's
that was
like
our first few months.
Oh my gosh.
That was our first few months.
But I like the fact that your guys experienced the Hersey treatment and what he brought in. And I felt that was a great mix. But yeah, for everyone who's tuning in, right? This is like one of the main shows that Mayu goes on to every other week.
Yeah, I feel like it's the only show I do in KL.
Yeah.
So I've tried doing some others as well, but like,
let's not make beef here.
After what you said,
fuck the scene.
But yeah, if you guys have heard about Mayu doing shows, these are the guys behind it. And if you ever wanted to try, I feel like it's welcoming enough that you guys have created a very nice atmosphere to people go. It doesn't feel condescending or scary
It's
or like I don't know what's going
accessible.
on. Yeah, because Maya goes on stage and makes fun of himself straight up, and you know, it's,
Maya's oh man, you're
the main host.
a
basically.
special one, man. Honestly, you're a special one.
Special is
I've got a question for you guys. Like at what point in the journey did y'all go from let's take this really seriously?
yeah.
Like, cause I know at the start, and I want you to tell the story that you are so vocal about on your social media. Honestly, Just Joke social media is unhinged. Absolutely. Some of the mental breakdowns and emotional breakdowns.
Oh my god!
I don't know if it's just for fun or if it's real, but it's amazing.
Dude, I was crying last week. Like, genuinely crying.
Apparently, Maya cries a lot on
Yeah,
that.
he lets you know on social media.
Dude,
It's so stupid because I'm in the room just minding my business and he comes in crying and I'm like, what happened?
What?
And then I
And then-
check the story. Oh, okay.
Wow. Like, can you tell the story of like how you were a student and you went to Crack House and you felt like, oh, I need to save up money to go and watch a show.
Sure.
And then how that translated to you and the decision making of making like Just Jokes an accessible experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like when I was doing a diploma in hotel management.
Oh.
Very, very specified.
All right.
And I used to stay at Central. I didn't have a bike. I've never had a car. And Crack House had 15 ringgit student nights to come and watch the open mic nights on Wednesdays. And I would take the train from Central, change Masjid Jama. How do we go? One Utama, I forgot, like with LRT.
But at that time, how?
Crazy. Like I would finish the show, like watch the show, finish it at like 11, reach back home by walking from the train station to my house for like 20 minutes. And then I started doing comedy and I did that for like
Dedication.
a day. Yeah.
Wow.
You started working there too. Like you were doing some waiter stuff, waitering stuff.
I was doing waitering, check-ins.
And what was that crowd like? Like what would they weren't young, right? Was it a young crowd?
Yeah, it was like mixed, but a lot of times I would say a little bit older, but still like people my age would come here and there or support their friends.
But it
or
was
whatever.
a tough room, like in a sense, like a comedy club should be.
Right.
Like you gotta earn your spot kind of
100%,
vibe.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
That was those kind of rooms,
Yeah.
and we all came from those kind of
Yeah,
rooms.
we used to like, even I met Zul first time at Crack House.
Crack House?
Yeah, Crack
Yeah.
House too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came. I was like, hi.
Okay. Yo, kiss.
That's the story.
I don't know.
I
I
was
can't
leading up to
remember what
something.
happens after, but
I was leading up to something like
And then so of course, you know, like that helped the vision of what Just Jokes was going to be. You guys wanted to make it accessible.
Yeah.
And I guess like easier for people to come into, right?
It's like we keeping in mind is like, okay, if someone buys tickets for like $80 or $100, you have to think of parking, grab, food, drinks. It's like, how are you gonna spend like $300 on one night for a comedy show? So at least kind of bring it down.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
usually now
That's
our
true.
price is like 45, 40. The festival is a bit special, but still 60 for Douglas Lim, I think. That's,
Also just, you know, inflation. Yeah, guys, don't worry. Yeah.
and not forgetting, like I don't know whether you guys feel that challenge when you run your own shows, but when you invite your friends over, they always give a lot of excuses. Right? They'll be like, hey, jauh lah bro, that location cannot lah bro, no parking lah bro, and all this kind of stuff.
That's a word for them, punde.
So for us, we were like, when we, yeah, exactly. Right? So it's like, we were like, all right, fine. So the idea was like, we wanted to bring comedy shows to wherever you guys are lah. If that's the case, if you're gonna come to like our home ground, wherever that may be, we bring it to you guys.
Yeah.
So that's why we decided, like, we collab with all these F&B places.
Yes.
But
Tattoo shops,
small businesses.
Yeah.
Venue. We did shows at tattoo shops. Burger Lab before they closed down in
Burger Lab.
Bangsa.
Shout out
There
to
was
Burger
like,
Lab.
shout out to Burger Lab for that. That was an interesting experience. You were like doing shows while the patty's being fried at the
What
back.
are some of your most memorable locations or places you've done shows?
I feel I loved doing shows at Wayang Kulit. I always feel that like, cause like the space is quite small, so it does get a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, but the vibe is just so nice.
Wayang Kulit is the one, that random corner of shop lots before Jaya 1, that intersection, is it? Is
No,
that
it's in
Wayang Kulit?
SS15.
Okay, yep. I totally don't
I
know.
don't
Wayang
think
Kulit.
Jaya, in case
There's
you
another.
don't
Okay,
know.
Like
okay,
it's a
okay.
tattoo shop lah.
The tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Wayang Kulit. Okay.
It's just
Where the coffee shop is also, right? There's
yeah,
coffee
they have
shop there.
they have a coffee shop inside. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's some of your favorite locations?
Dude, for me it was Keramat.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
going to Keramat because they had this like damn very nice, like it's a beauty resort, but it's an event space as well.
Okay.
But imagine kampung rumah kayu turn comedy hall or something
cool.
like that. Like you got cats with you at the door checking in.
Wow.
You know, you got a coffee shop nearby as well, and apparently it's a neighborhood cafe
What area is
of
this?
art
Dato'
craft people. It's called Whatever Works Coffee.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
so it's pretty dope there.
Okay.
And very interesting. Like you do comedy inside like some sort of kampong vibes. You know?
That's cool.
It's pretty nice. Very Malaysian. You can't be more Malaysian than that.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's yours? What's your most memorable to date?
I would
Or
say
few, whatever. I don't know.
like what Dave said is true, but I just hate KL so much. I'm like Johor
All right, let's go
Bahru.
there, man. All right.
No. Johor Bahru shows are amazing. Like Taipan, where you guys did your shows. I don't know if I'm sure you had the same vibe of the audience. It's like within
crowd.
10 seconds, it's like high.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, usually when
That's
got
cool.
nothing to do in town, it's
Damn,
like
the attacks have begun. It's mad. It's mad. You guys have toured.
I know you're JB, don't worry about it.
My question earlier on was like, at what point did you all sit down and be like, shit, this is real?
You should take it
Right? Like,
up a notch.
because I know as Asians it's a little bit hard to stop and be like, oh, look at how far we've come. Maybe that's not the correct question. The correct question is like, this is big now.
For me, I think Maya might have a different story. For me, was when corporates start replying to us
This
last
is
year.
mad. Yeah.
Right? Like corporates start acknowledging our emails. They were like, oh yeah, we would be more than happy to have a conversation with you. We're like, oh dude, man, like if they're responding to us means like
Legit.
we've made it out there.
Yeah.
They're considering it. And that further push us to even like solidify our business plans, you know, get ourselves legalized and legitimate and everything else. So I would say it was like late last year was when everything really hit to me. It was like, dude, we're gonna do something great next year. And now we're that next year now.
Damn. Wow. Tony, what about you?
I think for me that moment hit a little earlier because like I remember the time when like bigger brands like Licky Chan reached out to us to do shows and stuff, and so seeing those like messages in the requests, and I would be like, oh my god, I know this brand, and then like being able to work with them, I was like, oh wow, okay, so they know who we are now, then we have like more space to grow now. But like legally. It was when we had the bank account done.
But it was like when you got that account, it's like business owner, and you're like, damn.
Yeah. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
See, that's the love language for Asian people. Oh, bank account.
Chinese.
Dude, the funniest part was like the first month statement sent to my parents' house because and then my dad opened it. My dad opened it. He was like, "Hey, what's this? What's this bank? My son's name? What is he in right now? What issue is he in?
What did he do wrong?
Buka. RM10 je. Apa ni business?
Then from worry to anger.
Disappointment. It's like, okay, RM10 business.
Okay lah. At least he's up ganga.
Oh my god.
What about you, Maya? What was your moment where you're like, shit?
honestly, when we did those Penang shows with you and Harvin
Last year?
yeah, I was like, bro, if these people want to work with us, we
Dude,
have
I think it was a combine of almost 400 people that those 2
freaking
nights.
crazy, yeah.
Yep.
Insane.
Which one
was this?
I think maybe about July.
Okay.
Penang.
I think the first time we ever traveled with you guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That was that show.
Yeah.
That was
And
fun,
then
man.
we managed to sneak our way through Fly FM with like Ming and Harvin. Fly FM does not want to work with us at all. Dude,
Shout out, Fly FM.
No, Fly FM.
we hate them.
Just read our messages, please.
Wow.
Like,
for Menga, like when you did, and I think this is so cool because like Just Jokes not just on both sides, right? One is you're making it accessible for people to come and watch stand-up comedy, to come and see what the scene is like, which is, again, the scene has boomed. But you've also made it so easy for people to come and try it out.
Yeah.
Like I've seen numerous people since I've started come in and try comedy, right? Whether they're good or not, whether they like it or not, at the end of the day, at least they've tried, right? And one such person besides myself actually has been Ming Han. So like, how has that been like for you coming in on a stage where it's straight away like 150 people and be like, this is your first time, man?
I think it's an opportunity for people who have never had the access. Because like honestly, even before you guys, right, it's a question mark of like, hey, where do we go? Like, we are a different gen from the veterans. We don't fit into a crowd that is like older than us. We will never get into that. How do we get into that? Who do we ask? And if let's say we didn't have the social media following that we did, a lot of people won't even turn an eye. Like there's no benefit and everything, right? So I think that's the biggest difference between what you guys do. Because honestly, you guys welcome me with open arms. Sure, I got social media following, no problem. But it's the trust that, yeah, don't worry, just go on stage and do your stuff. I'm like, oh, you want to vet my stuff? Like, you're not gonna, you don't worry, I'm gonna like take my pants off on stage.
Because like every show, whoever's on the show, I'm like, the crowd, what the comics thing, whatever, just be yourself.
Yeah, I think,
if you're not yourself, then people can know, okay, he's being fake or he's put like, but if you're yourself, at least, okay, he's being genuine, even if you bomb out. Like,
But
like,
I think that's what you've let people do. Your open mics are really open mics. Like, you don't know what is going to happen.
But you guys as gangsters, y'all seem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. we
I put a pause there for y'all.
I got my nicest Uniqlo shirt.
Yeah, this is straight out. As gangster as y'all seem, honestly, like one thing I have to commend to you guys, like you guys are so friendly and warm.
Hey, thank you.
Like really, like
you
no
call
joke,
him
right?
gangster, he has avocado socks, Ming you. He's wearing pink shoes with avocado socks.
The reason why I say that is because, like, you know, I think for people who come and try stand-up comedy, right, there's a lot of fear of failure. And I think it's good, but it's also the thing that makes people afraid to even try or to try again. Like if you bomb one time, right, you know, high chance 50% of the people who bomb never come back again. Because they only remember that as that's my lowest point, I will never do this again. But you guys have been so friendly. Like even if I know I did a shit job, I come down and you be like, that's amazing. Like, shut up, bro. But you've been so encouraging the entire time. You know?
It was it's right before you leave for your car. We'll tell you the truth, but we'll sandwich it very nicely. We'll sandwich it very nicely. You know, we'll give you a coffee first. We'll be like, hey, you know, thank you for tonight. By the way, that bit, can be better. But you know, safe drive back, bro. Like, we love you.
I love it. Like, I remember in Penang as well, like you came to me and you were like, bro, that's crazy set. And then you gave me some like sort of advice and pointers how I could tighten it up. And those kind of moments stick with me the entire time. Because it's like, because I think sometimes like, and Jason has said this, Jen Han has said this, like sometimes there tends to be a bit of ego in stand-up comedy, 100%. Especially towards new people. Because you see new people come in and you're like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, right? And then they do something, whether it's good or bad, as humans, our automatic response is to judge them and to be like, that wasn't so great.
Yeah, right? I think that's what stand-up comedy is. It's a process, and it's a lot of it comes from the ego death moments where you have to kill off your ego. And the beauty about it being as like a community, and we're very tight. Because comedy scene is pretty small, but we kind of like, it's big but small, you know what I mean? Like we're tight in that sense. So we want to help each other kind of improve because we want to bring up the scene in that way. So, and plus we're all coming from the place similar to what you're experiencing, which is the bombing and the pain of the awkwardness. So it's just nice to kind of see someone with potential and like, especially.
But it's nice because what you do builds the culture. Like it's a break away from a lot of Asian stuff because when you show up to someone's event, you got to perform. And they don't welcome you open arms, like, how's your set? You're going to do it. Like, hey, thanks for coming. You're up next. This is it. Thanks, bye. No matter how well or how bad you do, it's like, hey, thanks, bye. And next one. But I think it's what you guys are present at your events and you actually talk to people. And the whole lack of, I think, ego or like, you know, hey, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. This is how it is. And so there's a different reassurance for very new comics. And I feel because of that, that is how a scene grows. You know, it's not just the people coming.
Do you guys have an example? I have an example of that.
I didn't know. I didn't know that that's what we've been doing, bro. Like, it's great. I'm reflecting now.
New news for us. We never know.
Oh, really? That's good.
Yeah, because you guys are setting the people.
You guys are in it. You guys are in it, running it. You don't see like the ecosystem, you know?
Sure.
Or at least we speak on behalf of maybe the newer people.
Just myself.
Just
myself.
Thank you. Appreciate it, though. Appreciate it.
No, even like we had a show at like KLA like a few weeks back, and then the former queen of Malaysia came, like she walked in.
For reals.
Like she walked in and like Rizal was on stage and then I was hosting the show and then he did some joke, then he went off. And then the vibe of the room like went
down.
Like this, right? Like
you know,
It was tense.
It was tense because like she had like 10 bodyguards with her. She walked in, she sat down. Then the CFO or CEO of some tune hotel, because we were doing at tune hotels, he was like, yo, he didn't say yo, but he was like, the queen is here. Excuse me, sir. He didn't say Sarah. So. He's like, mom, shut the he was like, yo, you gotta stop the show until the queen is done eating. And I was like, how could I stop the show for her to finish eating because there's like we had like 30, 40 people who came for the show who drove from.
So it was at like a restaurant.
It was like a restaurant. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then for like people from KL, Shalam, whatever they drove, whatever.
Yeah.
And then because how do I put this out? Like they were so scared of doing the show while she was there, and I was like, "Yo, can you just let me talk to her to see if she's okay?"
This guy, bobora ikan besar.
Okay.
No, because everyone like usually you've met like datoks or like royalty or whoever. Everyone around them is afraid for them. But they're like so chill, so cool. Yeah, so like when I saw her, I got the vibes from like my mom. She really looked like my mom. I didn't call her like that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I did try to ask for citizenship.
Okay. Focus up, man. Focus up. What do you say to her? How do you address her?
So okay, this is where I broke some royal protocol. So I did call her Miss. I did call her like it was bad. It was not good.
Okay.
But I did say Your Majesty, I think. But yeah. I don't know.
I would have done the same.
No, and I was like, are you okay with like, are you okay if we do the show? Are you okay with profanity, everything? She's like, yeah, just do whatever. I'm going to have my dinner. I'm going to watch the show. And then we started the show after like she gave us the green light. And then Kevin J, he went on stage and then she heckled Kevin.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I don't know where's the ending of that story, but there's a story.
But you guys got a picture and everything was cool in the end, right?
Yeah,
She had a good time. Congrats, guys. You performed to royalty. Literally.
Yeah, it's cool. Shout out to...
No.
It's like a rap podcast.
Just jokes, bro. Just jokes and blank state.
Yeah,
bro.
that's right. Okay. Let's talk about the festival, guys. Is this in conjunction with like a birthday anniversary thing, or is this for funsies? When's the birthday?
Well, I think the Just Jokes birthday is like
September, August.
No, not that early. September.
End of September.
September.
No, it's not. It's just so I wouldn't kill myself. Like it's just you gotta keep going
So you
bigger.
got something else to focus on.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
Like the first year was like get it running, and then we did a tour. Now second year we did the tour but times 2.
Yeah.
And then now we're entering third year and we're like, what's next? Festival makes sense. All right, let's go. So
Crazy. Okay, I want to ask for some nightmare stories. You guys have done well over 100 shows, right? Like definitely, maybe 300, 400 now?
400.
Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
Who knows, right?
Who knows?
But I'm sure you've had your fair share of nasty people, of unsavory, not just venue owners or crowds, or some comedians maybe, I'm sure, you know. What are some stories that you are able to spill?
Share the nightmares.
In the good spirit of sharing.
We'll blank out names, but share the nightmares.
Hey, remember that show at Gasket Alley, and there was that couple who wouldn't shut up? I'm very vocal with this retelling of the story. I've done it in Singapore. Because they were so annoying. They were lovely, but they were drunk as shit. And you were angry.
Can you tell the story?
So we were at Gasket Alley. I think this is the first time you guys did a show at Gasket Alley.
Okay.
Massive turnout. Like it was filled. It looks good as shit. Like the light. We were performing on a pickup truck. All right.
Yeah, that one.
Okay,
Yes,
the
yes,
one.
yes.
Remember you were sitting next to me, and then the couple...
Oh yeah, because you guys been to Gasket Alley a couple of times,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So this was the one that my first time.
The one I cried.
You cry every other one. I can't
By
cry
every show, right? So
Yeah.
this was the one that Minghan was there, I was there, Rizal was there, and then there was this couple, very lovely couple.
So
friendly.
they were crack house regulars.
They were crack.
They were crack house
okay.
regulars. So they're used to like getting trashed at the shows.
Right.
And this guy was like, he was trying to like rile up the crowd. He's like, no, bro, I'm like, dude, shut the up. No one cares about you. Like, he was trying to be like, make the crowd more lively. I'm like, dude, everyone's amazing. Like, yeah.
I think towards the end, because I think I closed that night, and from the faces of everyone in the crowd, whenever they were making comments, everybody was like, like Mahyar was like, it's okay, they're paying customers. I have to be nice, you know. Like, but what sort of like crazy situations have you all witnessed?
For me, not necessarily like what you're looking for. Mine is just more towards like things around the design, the deco, the stage, everything was going wrong. Like we had signs falling down. We had
Was this spinning?
So many
times, bro. We went through, even as much as we've grown as a business, our signage changed over time as well. We had physical signage back then, and it was like made of plastic, which we still have now. But then we switched to like a flag made of paper because that signage actually fell and landed on one of the audience's foot.
Oh my God.
And we were like, alamak, this person can actually sue us. But they were were really cool. But we were like,
so the flag fell during, we were doing a corporate show for some insurance company and Kevin was on stage. In the middle of his set, the flag just like falls down. And I'm like, what kind of professional environment is this, bro? The f***ing sign is falling.
So a lot of those things happen, or microphone stops working and you just have to like wing it lah. So I guess a lot of those nights it gets really raw and then you're just supposed to wing it.
Wow, that means you're quite optimistic, huh? Like you don't remember bad things.
Not really lah. That's mostly Mahyar's.
That really helped Harvin's set in Penang though. I remember it.
He remembers it.
He remembers it. That was divine intervention.
That was crazy.
I love
so funny.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
Say that.
What any terrible experiences so that people know what not to do at future shows?
I don't think I've like. Okay, I do remember instances where like we had audience members that sat in the front row, and it's like we encourage you not to heckle, but if what you're saying is actually funny, then we'll let it slide.
Yeah.
But these were not funny. And they just kept heckling and they wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
And so that, I think it was Weekend Workshop. I think
that happens. Yeah, a lot of things happen. If like you're looking for advice not to do at a comedy show, it's like don't cheat on your partner and go to a comedy show and then let the comedians know about it.
Whoa, what the
Because
heck?
they just put us in a very moral dilemma.
Like
whether or not do we point it out on stage?
I feel like I'm morally obligated to point it out.
Would you point it out?
Because it's content.
Oh, yeah, content.
It's like when you don't rap material, right? And you're like, oh, that's the joke, man.
That's
like,
me all the time.
And if you are gonna cheat on your partner, make sure your partner's not a comedy fan because she might be at our shows, you know, like and
did this actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh my
I remember in
goodness.
Gascarari, there was a woman, she kept like, because we take photos, that. Like, I don't know if she was like cheating. Or she was like, she had a hoodie on and she would like do this. I'm like, so I told my staff, I'm like, don't take videos of her side to not make her feel uncomfortable. But I was like,
Sus. Yeah. Sus, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of your most memorable show experiences?
memorable.
Bad or good, man? I mean, the royalty coming is amazing.
Royalty
right?
one is number
Alright,
one.
so if that's a highlight, what's a shit one?
Okay. So a couple of weeks back, we had a headliner show with one of the OGs of the scene called Andrew Neto. So he was doing.
Goodness.
He's amazing. Old uncle, not old uncle.
Uncle.
I don't want to insult. He's amazing. Senior. Yeah. Let me start again. Veteran of the scene. And the first half of the show just bombed the out. It was not good. The sound was bad. The light was good.
Was it him or you guys? Like
It was me.
Okay.
All my fault.
Okay.
But like until he got on stage, it got better. And then so he was doing the second half of the show and I was like, yo, I gotta do something to bring up this crowd before he comes up so it's not embarrassing like when he comes in. And I noticed his mom was in the audience. Like she was sitting there. So I was like, me doing crowd work as usual. I'm like, let me do crowd work with his mom. But for me, for some reason, I assumed that Neto's mom's husband, his dad, has already died. So I assumed she was dead already. No, not she. He. She will die. So I thought the dad was dead. So I was like flirting with her. Like, how are you? I'm like, what's up, auntie? You had someone younger. Like shit like that. And then after the show, Neto was like, yo, why are you talking to my mom like that?
And since that night, Just Jokes have had HR policies being in
Oh
play
my God.
to ensure that none of these things happen again.
That's right.
We do not hit on anyone above 40
Understand?
and below 60.
Don't assume their husbands are dead. That's
Because like the worst part of the story was like the husband was literally right next to her the whole time this was happening. He just didn't know this uncle was Neto's dad.
Were they taking it in good fun?
So she was like flirting back with me. So I was like, wow, we have a connection here. But then after the show, Neto was like, yo, why are you talking?
And was Andrew like serious?
She's like, why la?
I love it.
I love you, Neto.
It's honestly great fun every time these kind of things happen. And Mahyar is one of the hosts that make you question what hosting should be.
Yes.
Like honestly, like you have your own style that is undeniably effective. Like, it's a very
Depends who
thing.
you ask lah. You ask like Rizal is like, bro, shut the f up, get off
Yo,
the stage.
no, 100%. Like I remember in Penang, Zul and I were like, this guy is, excuse me, sir. Like last night, he's like, we gotta keep it tight, guys. We gotta keep it tight. oh, you shouldn't waste time. And then he's up there for like 20 minutes. Like, excuse me, sir. Sir, we want to start the show, sir. Like, Mahyar has those moments. But honestly, right, I've been to many different places, watching many different hosts. I've hosted shows myself. Honestly, you have a gift in getting the crowd together. To get them to be like ready for the show. Not everyone can do this. Because I think sometimes people go up there with the I'm a cool guy.
Especially when the host is better than some of the open mic people, right?
100%.
I remember telling you this. The show is because of you. You fluff the audience really well.
Sure. I agree.
Yeah. I think you did it very well.
And that's why it goes back to what you guys were saying about how it's very welcoming to newbies because Mahyar pretty much set up that environment for the comedy show. Yeah. And even though people fail on stage all the time, the audience are expecting those failures to happen and they're with you in those failures. A lot of the times.
They don't get angry like, what am I paying my money for?
Correct.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, the one that the thing that you always say is like, if you guys want to boo, you boo me now.
Yeah.
So when they're up, you just say,
dude, for Megan to be able to say that
also because I hear
that,
I always hear that line every show, so it's
really
like burned into my head.
I love to make it like people boo. I'm like, just boo whatever. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's what you do. I think it's that combination of what you guys make the platform to be that encourages it not just for new comics, but it encourages a lot of new audiences as well. Like people don't feel scared to go. Yeah. Also, cause you guys have a curated lineup now, that's a bit more safer to go and like new audience friendly. Can you imagine new audience go and they're just looking at 3 random people who don't know what they're doing for like. And if they don't have like a host who can connect, right? Yeah, it is really the experience where like, dude. Even if I spend $15 on this night, like I might never come back again.
But honestly, we kind of miss those nights. We miss
no, we don't.
I miss those nights. So raw, so raunchy. Everyone's just vulnerable. It's like stripped naked on stage. Kind of. But not physically.
Like metaphorically. They really bare their soul.
Correct.
But some of them real ugly lah.
Yeah, of course.
But I just want to say something because like we started Just Jokes because I wasn't getting booked, and in the past 2 years, I've still not been getting booked by other shows. The only people that have booked me is you guys.
Okay. Because we appreciate it.
See, not because of good comedy.
Okay. It's a lot of effort. I think for us, like one of the things that we started doing as well. That's bad. Like I hope that's not the thumbnail for this. That's bad. Y'all need to come out to a show to listen to this one. It's so insanely visual. You know he's not lying. That's the worst part of the joke. That's the worst part.
Open with all the things he does, legal or not.
Do you do that in front of Her Majesty? I hope
please.
I did the booing stuff.
Okay, but not this one, right?
The boo one is nice.
I think that one, like the cops will get, the guards will get you. 100%. You are defiling her.
Maybe you could try this for 2025. You pretend the queen is at all of your shows, the ex-queen, and we'll see.
That's a good advice. Just
we should get a cardboard
cutout. It's good.
Have a cardboard cutout of her and put her in the audience every show.
But also, I feel that's what really sets what people should be ready for this next era of like comedy in Malaysia. Yeah. Like we dare say, everyone's very open to it. Everyone wants someone who dares to say things that they don't want to say online. So that's what we found appreciation for. Because when Mahyar goes up, it's really like, I got nothing to lose. I'm saying everything right now. And people laugh. Oh, then they laugh with their friends about it. We see the people in the audience,
hear
right?
it at the show.
Yeah, but it's also what I feel is very unique to the new audience as compared to the older audience with the veterans. There is a different, Mingyu has done shows, he's open for like Jason and everything, right? And he's gone like uncle, auntie crowd and the different kind of audience. When we do shows with Just Jokes, it's a very young crowd. And they're open to be baffled, or they're open to like just say something that is out of pocket, right? I think that's what is really encouraging about the next gen or the next few years, that we were always very worried. There was a time where we came back and started doing online content again after like COVID, and the woke movement was in its climax of all things, right? And we were like, shucks. We wrote a joke into it. The hardest job in the world is to be a comedian, because who knows what you can say. But from what we've been seeing, it looks like there's an anti-woke movement in place right now, and people just want to hear this. Like, tell me, let me say it too, you know? And you allow that because you go on stage and like, hey, boo me together.
Yeah.
Let me joke about this. But the response, I mean, even your sets and the stuff that I wish I could say the Malay things that you say. I always think that if you want to know where society is heading, go to open mic for live performance, like live comedy, and you will see where you're trying to push that boundaries, right? It's true. Like between even everyone like you guys. And okay, not all the open mics lah, right? But you, Maya, the more experienced ones, you can tell who knows which buttons to press. Yeah. It's so good.
At the end of the day, I mean, like just like freedom of expression, it's like you can say anything you want. You just need to learn how to say those things.
Yes. Just be funny as well.
You gotta be responsible when they come coming. You know, when they come find you.
Yeah.
I wanna close up the podcast by talking about the festival for a bit. What are some of the main highlights? Because you guys mentioned this, it's more than just shows. What's going on?
So we have workshops as well. Tony's doing a graphic design workshop. I'm doing a marketing workshop. Rizal Van Gazel is doing an intro to stand-up comedy workshop.
3 different sessions, right?
3 different sessions, very comprehensive.
Charmaine doing performance.
Charmaine is doing
workshop.
Performance.
Kevin's doing a talk at Help.
Oh yeah, Kevin's doing
Help too. This is full festival, man. Full festival.
So it's like to us, it's a full funnel, right? It's not just about we want to attract people to be part of this scene, want to see the art form. If people are more interested, they've been to comedy shows before, they want to get things started for themselves, they can come to the workshop. And then the best part is like, imagine during the day you go to the workshop, nighttime you see the product. Live, and you get to see it happening, and the things you learn being practiced on stage. So it's that's
like
what we want to do.
Workshop style.
Yes, correct. So we have a full fledged. We do writing. We're doing performance workshops, like covering the entire performance.
Some of the shows also we're doing giveaways. Like we have I think this will go out after the show is done. But at Wayan Kulit this Saturday, they're giving out a free like palm-sized tattoo to one person.
That's like $400.
Yeah. And then next week, like for Douglas's show at the Chowkit, we may give away an Air Asia ticket to Nairobi, Kenya.
Why specifically?
Okay, I'll buy like an umbrella and give it out or something, man. I feel bad now.
Understood. Wow, but you guys, I think for those, it's the kind of thing I wish existed when we started out.
Yeah.
You know, and now these kind of things exist, and I hope people understand that, wow, this is...
You guys are going above and beyond, man.
It's a chance.
Thank you.
You know, really good job, guys.
Thank you, man. I mean, the only hope we have is like, we hope that, you know, this creates more movements within Malaysia to kind of, you know, champion our art. These creative people, the grassroots scenes, like independent scenes, like to me, it's just so wonderful to see all these talented people just you know, untapped potential because no platform, right? So we hope that there'll be more platforms in the future where we get to showcase more talented.
I've told Maya this, like Just Jokes is the reason I can do what I'm doing today. And I've only been around for 2 years, dude. Legit. Like you guys were the
fucking talented.
For reals, bro. For reals. Like the fact that, of course, like Hersey connected me to you, but then you took me on, and then after that, the next time you're like, Ming, when do you want to do your next one?
Dude, because you're talented. But I've said this to Zul, I've said this to Tony, I'm like, Ming is the next, like, not Douglas Slim, but he's like the next.
I said it to his face after Penang. I went to him, I was like, dude, this is not just for you. This is for the sake of all of us. You gotta make it, okay? Like you
it's not
got
bullshit,
this, man.
dude.
It's no, I mean, like the shows, like this year, like end year show as well. Like a lot of it is from the experience of me going on to shows. The big ones, the small ones, the headlines. Every time I've been onto a Just Joke stage, right? Sure. Honestly, I think it spoiled me for some of the audiences because I expect this level of response. I go and do other rooms and I'm like, yo, what's going on? I gotta work harder. That's the difference. I gotta work harder.
Dude.
I have. I think, I don't know, man. But thank you so much for being here with us, guys. If people want to find out more about the festival and buy tickets, it's all on
Just Jokes My at Just Jokes My or at Just Jokes Festival on Instagram, everywhere basically.
So there's all the information of each day, what's going on, all going to be there.
30th of November till 15th of December, every single day.
At different places?
Different places.
Every
across
freaking place.
Wow. What can we expect to close up next year? What don't tell us the things that are in plans. Tell us what you want to happen that you haven't planned for.
Can I say something?
Just go for it. Yes.
I want Just Jokes to have like a subsidiary that's a butcher shop, and then I wanted to name it Just Meats, and then we can do like events at Just Meats. It's like Just Meats at Just Meats. I just wanted to say that because I wanted to do that for so long.
You just put the joint down, baby.
Very specific.
Just putting it out there. This
such a good
is a
idea.
call out to all the butcher industry.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, if you want your meat to be more flavor.
Halal or non-halal meats?
If you
It's a
love
Muslim
meat,
company.
just come la.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Different crowd. It's a
you
different
love
crowd,
meat.
yeah.
All sorts, yeah.
What's some of your big that you have yet to manifest?
Okay, I want to go to Melbourne International Festival next year.
Are we going? Are you going?
I'm gonna
Love
try
how
to
you including
submit
yourself
for
in
it.
already. Are we going?
I'll bring it. Yeah, let's try.
Oh
That's
my
the
God.
plan basically.
Like stuff, shit like that,
yeah.
I
basically.
think we can
like,
tease that lah. The idea is that next year we might not be around Malaysia a lot. Probably.
Mr. Worldwide.
So Just Jokes might be visiting to your neighborhood
Wow.
countries.
Wow.
Maybe. We'll see.
Wow, okay.
And
If
also
we can
we
get the
hope we have
permits
money
and proper.
lah.
Understand? Faham. The money is important.
Money.
Yeah, money is important.
Mini.
Yeah, I think it's easy. If you guys want to find out more about Just Jokes, head over to their Instagram or their website as well.
JustJokesMy.com, which
That's
goes
right.
to our link tree.
Jump in for the festival, but even if you can't, next year, every week, there's going to be a show. Please rock up, guys. These guys have been putting in so much good work. They've brought the scene to a new level. Props to each of you guys.
Yeah.
Zul, Mahyar, Toni, you guys, thank you so much for what
Thank
you've
you,
been doing
guys.
for the nation.
Thanks for having us.
We're nothing without you guys too.
That's
That's
mad.
for real.
That's crazy.
You guys
That's-
helped us
That's
a lot.
crazy.
man.
Mahyar, any final words?
We will be demanding shares into Just Jokes.
Yes,
Yes.
done.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Settled.
No, 1 year cliff, and then the ESOP is. No, we can talk numbers now.
No, we take the VC straight to like the funding events and for angel investors, like straight up. No, don't do this, people.
Love it.
Then deal.
But guys, if you are wanting to watch
Or
and
try.
experience, or just try, I think
Yeah.
that's the best part. You can talk about Just Jokes from both sides, right? You
Yeah.
can be a part of the show, you can watch the show,
Yeah.
but most importantly, just support the show because I feel comedy is the litmus test of a society.
100%.
And I think that is the underlying thing that you guys are really driving. We need it, especially in this country. So yeah, support a good movement that
Yes,
actually makes
it
you
is.
laugh.
It is.
Or cringe. Do more open mics. Go for open mics. Support the show. That's what we all been trying to do. Yeah, pretty much. Pick one day lah. The festival, 15 days. Just try something, okay?
Yeah, just come.
Just come one day.
That's
all right.
it. Cool. Thanks,
All right.
guys. We love you all. See you all soon. Peace out.
Bye.
Oi, sit down lah.